Hi, welcome to Steph's World, Spiritual Foundations 15. You know, I want to thank everybody on Google Plus for the most wonderful birthday I ever had. Well, not ever had, but it was a wonderful birthday since my child died, okay? Or transition, as I like to say. Um, and Ardo, the one who passed away, that's not the picture that you redid for me. He's my other son. He's my oldest son. But I had to let him go well, I thought I had to let him go. There's a story to this, and it's in the writings. If people would read my book, then they would understand who Aaron is. Well, Brian and Aaron are one and the same. Okay? And Brian is still alive. He is a still alive, running around, functioning 39-year-old man. Okay? Yes, I have a 39-year-old. But he loves me. Now, I didn't hear from him on my birthday, but, truthfully, I never do. And sometimes he did know it was my birthday. That, for some reason, boys just don't do things like that. Matt was not very good about that either. Once in a while, I would get a text message from him that would say, "Happy B-Day, Mom. Love, M." Love, M was Matt's special way. It was his special way. I'm not going to cry. I get a little close to it, but I'm not going to cry about it. I didn't get his text on my birthday. That's all right. Of course, I didn't expect it. And by the way, don't expect anything. Remember what I said about expectations? They bring resentment, and they really do. I know. Been there. Done it. Okay? Alright, now, let me talk about a few things. First of all, this morning, when I woke up, my hands hurt so bad. It was absolutely horrible. I have no idea why they were in such pain, but they were. And I have an iPad, too. I have all kinds of equipment, believe me. I was a programmer. What can I say? All right. Okay, so I brought my iPad into my bedroom, even though I have a little computer in there already. Now, I've already decided I'm going to give that little computer as a birthday present to one of my granddaughters. She may not like it or want it, but I'm going to give it to her anyway, okay? Because I love her, and she'll be 15 years old. And what a nice thing to do, to give a young girl a low computer. It's slow, but it does a trick. But anyway, getting on with the subject here. A lot of stuff that I get from people are political things. Okay, why? Because I can't keep my big mouth shut. That's why. And it never fails. Something comes to mind, and I think that I'm supposed to go out there and type it in. Okay. And this morning, typing it in was a real trick. Believe me. If you're on Google Plus and you ever read some of my stuff and you notice, hey, she misspelled a word, or hey, she left out this word, or hey, she got a word messed up. It should have been this word, not this word. It's because these don't want to do what this tells it to do. All right? That's why. Now, I had to go to the emergency room, last week sometime, before my normal doctor appointment. And it's almost hilarious when I go to the emergency room because they take one look at me and they go, why is she here? You know, it's always a super shock about me when they see me physically on the outside. It's only when they take the real pictures that they go, oh my God, she has that much wrong with her? And that is basically what these couple of doctors, one was a resident, one was a regular doctor, gave me their looks. Okay, I recognize the looks every time. And I just kind of take over for them. I help them out a little bit. And I said, look, it's obvious to me that you don't have a clue about what to do with me. Okay, I'm not upset. Truly, I'm not. And I'm grateful that you did as much as you really did. Okay, I am. But I need to go home. I cannot lay on some mat that is not even a mattress. It's just a workout mat. I cannot lay. My back will never allow that. And I'm hurting so bad in my lower back just from that. I cannot handle it, period. Time for me to exit. Now, at first, when the nurse went to tell the doctor, oh, well, she's planning on leaving, they said, well, that's an AMA. Well, that means against medical advice, okay? Been there, done that one before. But anyway, the doctor actually agreed with me. He came in, we talked, and that's when I got the blank stares. But I said, you know, look, if you haven't found anything, if you look at my test from earlier today, which I had gone in and had some tests done, and you didn't see my brain bleeding or anything, let me go home. You have all these people laying out in the hallway on your mats, what you call mattresses and I call workout mats. Let them have my room and let me go home. And of course, I always get the usual, you live alone? Yeah, I do. I try to clean up. Right now, my desk, what I call my desk, my table, my living room table in front of me is a mess. Oh my God. I gotta go through all that junk and I gotta figure out what goes into the shredder and what goes into this pile. And I'm just not looking forward to that. So we'll make it a project for over the weekend. All right. Now let's get to what I really want to talk about. It's a couple of things. This morning, of course, we had the debate by Mr. Romney and President Obama. Now, I've read quite a bit. I've seen some videos of it. And the consensus is that President Obama, I want to be respectful now, honor and respect is the code. Honor and respect, okay? I may not like what a person does or how they even think, but I'm not going to disrespect them. And if I do, I'm going to make amends for it as soon as I can. I'm going to make amends. That is a spiritual value that I have been taught. and I adhere to it completely and totally. But anyway, the consensus was that Mr. Romney came out ahead on this. Frankly, I looked at all the stats. It's really cool how the Washington Post did it. And I looked at all the stats, and who knows who came out ahead. In my opinion, nobody came out ahead. They're both doing the same thing, aren't they? Now, this is a spiritual deal that I'm trying to do, but I can't get away from the politics right now. I just can't. And I don't think God wants me to. I really don't. I had been thinking about this for quite a while now. It didn't just suddenly zap into my head. But I wrote something today, and this is what I wrote. I said, now, the best thing I think to be done would be for all of us to say, nope, not going to vote this year. I don't want him in office, and I don't want him in office. And by the way, there is a third person running, but frankly, I don't know much about this guy, okay? He doesn't run ads, which I don't understand because I give them money every month. I donate to these people every single month. Why isn't he running ads? So if someone isn't even running ads or making themselves known to the world, what their viewpoints are and all that, why would I vote for them? Pay attention to this other party and you know who you are. That's not smart. You're never going to get somebody in office that way, okay? You're just not. Now, I have few ideas on how to get into office, and maybe if I live long enough, I might be able to, maybe I can be a candidate. I don't think it's going to happen this time, but hey, maybe I can shoot for it the next time. Maybe that is God's plan for me. Maybe that's why I'm still alive today. Could that be it? Who knows? We've had 6 presidents before, or, people on wheelchairs and all that. There's nothing unusual about that. As long as I have the people, the doctors that would help me, I could probably do it. I really could. I would have one little problem. Can't fly. Yep. It's train time for me. Too much metal up here. Okay. Can't fly. I had a brain aneurysm. They won't let me. Okay, now, this not voting thing, probably I'm not the only one who's thought of it. But maybe I'm the only one who had the guts to say it. I've always said that none of us, not one of us, has an original idea. How could we? We go back, 150,000 years? So we're going to say that someone else didn't say something the same as us at some point in time? Of course they did. We're not the first persons to say this stuff. Come on, wake up. Let's get with it. Let's be honest. And a lot of that's ego. It's time to be a little humble. In humility, I will admit that I'm probably repeating the things that I say are just repeating things that have been told to me. That's all. Things that I have learned. Also things that I have lived. Now, if you read my book that I'm writing, and it's called to my loved ones from a dying mother. I don't know if I'm dying. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think the doctors know. But I'm doing my best to stay alive, I'll tell you that. I named it that last, I don't remember, May, I guess, because truly, then, I felt like I might be dying. Well, we're trying to get on top of some of that now, okay? So maybe I'm not yet. We all die. Come on. Our bodies die. Let's get that straight. Bodies die. Okay, so the politics thing. Even though this is a spiritual thing for me when I talk to you on YouTube, politics has always been important to me, and I'm going to tell you why. This is where I live, in America. It's my country. It's my constitution. It's your constitution if you live in America. It's all of our constitution. We live in what we call a democracy. It is my duty as an American to be involved, to become educated about my country. I've written 2 blogs about democracy. I wish somebody would read it. I can't force you to read my stuff. I just can't. But it would be nice if you would. At any rate, I don't ask for money. Nobody's paying me. I write it because I love to write. I just want these to work. So I can write. And today I need to finish up part 6. I'm halfway through it. But anyway, I want to talk about something else besides that statement I made about, and I'm serious. Think about it. What if none of us voted? Hey, what a shock. Nobody voted, except for a few. You know, there's always going to be some that will vote. But let's say that the majority of Americans said, that's it, I'm done. There's nobody there to really vote for. Are you going to just give in and just, well, okay, maybe he'll be all right. You know, what an attitude. I'm sorry, I don't have that attitude. I'm not going to do that. If there's someone that I feel is qualified, I'll be the first to vote for him. But right now, I don't see anyone qualified. Well, maybe I do. Hey, come on. According to our Constitution, I can be president. You know, fortunately, the Founding Fathers, even though they were, I'm not going to call them names, but they were predominantly pro-men and not so much pro-women, did not say in the Constitution that you had to be a man. They did not say that, okay? And thank goodness, and thank God, they didn't. Now, I've always said our forefathers were divinely guided, and they were. Absolutely, they were. And by the way, if you read my my first document on democracy, you're going to find out a big shocker about Thomas Jefferson. Please read it. You'll love it. I want to talk about something else too. This thought occurred to me the other day. How the heck did the world become the earth? Where did we come up with that name? You know? So I researched it, okay? I did a little bit of research. All right. Now, first of all, the word earth actually was derived from a German word meaning ground. Okay. Pretty much, and then the French called it terra. Okay, but it still meant ground, soil. Okay, it makes sense. It really does. And then uh, we went over to the British Isles, and then they named it Yurto or Urtho or something like that. Okay, very similar. So that's the origination of that word. Okay, and that was in the AD part of our lives. Okay, now, then my question was, okay, what did the ancients call it? And by ancients, I'm talking about Plato, Aristotle, Socrates. Those are the ancients to me. Okay, now really the ancients go much further back. They really do. And, we're beginning to find some evidence that may point to something even bigger than what anyone could ever imagine. Okay? Now, Plato is the biggie. Alright? Socrates was his teacher. Alright? Now, Socrates, this is an interesting thing. I want to talk about it for a minute. Socrates was tried in court. They had a democracy in Greece, they had some kind of democracy. It wasn't quite the same as ours, but it was a democratic type thing. And he got tried. But guess what they tried him for? He didn't believe in the Greek God. Yeah. Religion. Here we go with religion again. Alright? He did not believe in the Greek gods. Okay? So, he took his poison and he died. He was a brave man, I'll tell you. He really was. To take his own poison, that's pretty darn brave. But he died for his beliefs. And, that to me is a hero. Now, Plato was a student. Chances are Plato felt the same way as Socrates, but Plato wasn't stupid by any means. He wasn't about to go the same way as his teacher, okay? Plato wrote a lot of stuff. Now, I read an article, I kind of read it fast, but I read an article by another writer about Plato and what he thought Plato called the earth. He thought that Plato referred to the earth in a symbolic form as Atlantis. Now, that could be true. I don't disqualify that at all. That could very well be true. I wrote a blog about Atlantis. Okay? Now, some of you have read it because it got starred. Whatever that means. But some people did read it. And I thank you for that. And it talks about it, about the fact that I truly believe that when these writers back in the ancient times wrote, a lot of times they use examples, they create these little mini stories to teach us something. Jesus Christ, the Christ, did that. The anointed one did that. He did the exact same thing. They called them parables. Okay? They were teaching methods. And they worked. And we still do it today. Hence my book. There is a huge message coming in that book. Sister, if you're watching this, keep reading it because it is going to be big. You asked me in one of your comments to me, how in the world with the life that I had could I be so spiritually grounded? Basically, that's what you asked me. Well, you're going to find out. I'm going to tell you all about it. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to love it. Absolutely love it. It's going to be a wonderful tale, but it's truth. Absolute truth. I will not lie to you. Not to anyone. Now, I am not going to put things in it that will hurt anyone else. I will not do that. I am not going to hurt my children. I will not hurt their father. I will speak mostly the truth about him, but there will be things that I'm not going to say to protect my children. It's up to him to be honest with his children, or the one child that is left. Now, my oldest son, he is not the father of. My oldest son's father is black, is a black man who I really cared for tremendously. We had a wonderful relationship, wonderful. And I'll just leave it at that. Okay. There was love, believe me. All three of my children were created with love, not sex. And that is important, highly important. When there is love in your heart and you produce a beautiful child, that is a miracle. Okay, now, here's the thing about Plato that I want to talk about. First of all, we call him the father of democracy, okay? Plato also believed in metaphysics. See, there you go. Metaphysics goes back thousands of years. Do we think that we know all that much? Come on, wake up. Wake up, please. Start researching for yourself. Look things up. Read. Don't just take somebody's word for it either. That's something else I learned. Read multiple things. But here's one of the things that I found out about Plato. Plato called this earth Pluton. Okay? Pluton. Pluton was kind of not really one of the gods, but how do I put this? A celestial being, so to speak. They named all the other planets and stuff. The Romans did, and so the Greeks, and they named constellations in the sky. Those became their gods and all that. But they knew the earth was round, and they proved it mathematically. They proved it. It was when Christianity came into play, when we went backwards. And I'm sorry, I'm not putting the Christians down. Please don't take it that way. It wasn't the religion, okay? It was the leaders of the religion. And if you get into history, you'll find out why they did it. It's called power. Okay? That kind of ties in with today, doesn't it? Power. What do our people on top, the billionaires, what do they want? They want to be in control. They want to be all powerful. Sounds like the Roman Empire to me. What's it sound like to you? Well, we can put a stop to this. There's more of us than there are of them. You realize that, of course, don't you? You know, I figure it's really going to take something big to get people to really, really do something about all this. But it's going to happen. And it may already be started. Okay? There are things coming out that, I'm going to be honest with you, I knew a long time ago were lies. Let me tell you something about spiritual people. When you truly believe in a God, in a creator, and you meditate, which I do, and lately I've really been meditating, and things have been going good for me lately, really good, except my hands hurt real bad today. But when you do these things in your life get a lot better, and you have vision. You have a really deep vision. And they even call it having that third eye. And that by third eye, we're talking about our soul. Our soul. The soul doesn't have any pain. It doesn't, it knows everything. Your soul knows everything. Okay? It really does. But here's the thing. Well, I'm not going to get into this because I could go on for hours on this. But let's go into this part. Plato believed in a soul. And Plato believed in metaphysics. Okay? And they knew the earth was round. They mathematically figured it all out. A bunch of people back in those ancient times knew that this was a celestial body. Okay, now there's a possibility that he called it Pluton. Now Pluton means giver of wealth. Well, the earth does give wealth, doesn't it? We have a beautiful planet that hopefully we are going to stop destroying. Because otherwise we better get our butts in gear and get up in space. Because we aren't going to have much of a planet left here pretty soon. Okay, Pluto is the Latinized form of the Greek word Pluton. Okay? Now, later on, the name Earth took hold. Okay? So, before long, all these countries and all these different peoples grabbed hold of this word Earth because it meant ground, soil, and it all made sense. Okay? So Pluton went away. But yet, it didn't go away because we thought we had a planet out there, a teeny tiny little planet that they called Pluto. And now I guess Pluto isn't really classified as a planet anymore. Okay? But I'm not going to get into astronomy. Oh, I'm 34 minutes into this. Oh, goodness. Okay. One thing I want to say, one last thing. Do you know when a person's lying to you? Here's a good way to know. They cannot look you in the eyes. You can see the lie. All you have to do is look them squarely in the eyes. That's all you have to do. And smile. Smile at them. Let them lie to you. You'll know immediately if they're lying. You can even see it when you're watching them on TV. because I've seen it many. Hey, I love you all. I hope you watch this. Have a great day. And we'll get more on some other subjects here pretty soon. I'm sorry I didn't get so much into my spirituality, but the politics thing is really important right now. Come on, people. Don't vote. Tell them, sorry, I'm not voting this year. Nobody to vote for. Come on, let's do it. Huh? Go with me. Don't vote, please. I love y'all. Wait until there's somebody to vote for. Come on. Let's stick to our values, alright? Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.